Very good morning, one and all. This is Dr. B. Santana Krishnan, Associate Professor, Department of EEE, Government College of Engineering Board in Agno. In previous classes, we are going to talk about the Norton theorem and Thevenin theorem. This video, we are going to continue the another set of theorem, maximum power transfer theorem and superposition theorem. These two theorem comes in the end of the first unit. So first, we are going to talk about the maximum power transfer theorem. The maximum power transfer theorem states that the DC voltage source will be deliver maximum power to the variable load resistor only when the load resistance is equal to the source resistance. Similarly, the maximum power transfer theorem for AC voltage source will deliver the maximum power to variable complex load only when the load impedance is equal to the complex conjugate of source impedance. So this maximum power transfer theorem can be applied for DC source as well as the AC source. So there is the proof of maximum power transfer theorem. You can replace any two terminal linear network or a circuit to the left side of the variable load resistor having resistance RL ohms with a Thevenin equivalent circuit. We know that Thevenin equivalent circuit resembles a practical voltage source. This concept is illustrated in the following figure. We can see the two terminal linear network connected with the load resistance. Now it is the second diagram shows the corresponding Thevenin equivalent circuit. We have to calculate the Thevenin, V Thevenin as well as the R Thevenin using Thevenin theorem. Then it is going to connect it with the load resistance. From this we can calculate what is the load voltage, what is the load current. So the amount of power dissipated across the load resistor PL equal to I square into RL. Substitute I equal to V by RL plus RH by R Thevenin plus R load above equation. So that equation 1 shows that PL equal to V Thevenin square divided multiplied with RL by R Thevenin plus RL square. So there is condition for maximum power transfer. For maximum or minimum, first derivative will be 0. So difference equation 1 with respect to RL and make it equal to 0. So dPL by dRL equal to, so first equation going to be derivated. So R Thevenin equal to R load or R load equal to R Thevenin. Therefore, the condition of maximum power dissipation across the load is RL equal to R Thevenin. That means if the value of load resistance equal to the value of source resistance, that is Thevenin resistance, then the power dissipated across the load will be the maximum value. So the load resistance value as well as the calculated R Thevenin value should be equal. Then the maximum power can be transferred. The value of maximum power transfer is substitute RL equal to R Thevenin and PL equal to PL max. Therefore, PL max equal to V Thevenin square divided by R Thevenin divided by R Thevenin plus R Thevenin square. We can write this equation. PL max equal to V Thevenin square by 4 times R Thevenin. So therefore, the maximum amount of power transferred to the load is given in the final equation. PL max equal to V Thevenin square divided by 4 times of R Thevenin. 4 times of R Thevenin. So efficiency of maximum power transfer. We can calculate the efficiency of maximum power transfer by following formula. Efficiency maximum equal to PL max by PS in equation 2. PL max is the maximum amount of power transfer to the load. PS is the amount of power generated by the source. The amount of power generated by the power store is nothing but PS equal to I square R Thevenin plus I square RL. PS equal to 2I square R Thevenin, since RL equal to R Thevenin, because already we have proved that the load resistance equal to the Thevenin resistance, then only the power can be transferred maximum. So substitute I equal to V Thevenin by 2R. Finally, we can calculate PS equal to V Thevenin square by 2R Thevenin. Substitute this value in PL max and PS in equation 2. So equation max equal to 1 by 2. So we can represent the efficiency of maximum power in terms of percentage as follows. Percentage of max sigma max equal to sigma max into 100. Sigma max is already calculated 1 by 2. So sigma max equal to 50%. Therefore, the efficiency of maximum power transfer is 50%. For example, you can easily understand the problem how to calculate the maximum power transfer. We can take the diagram. It consisting of a 12 ohm 20 volt resistor followed by 5 ohms, 10 ohms, 10 ohms and one current sources and with load resistance. Step 1, the Thevenin theorem chapter. We calculated the Thevenin equivalent circuit to the left hand side of the AB terminal. We can use the circuit now. It is shown in the following figure. From the previous in Thevenin theorem, we can use the same diagram. We can follow the same procedure to finding out the Thevenin voltage as well as the Thevenin resistance. The diagram is figure 2 shows the corresponding Thevenin voltage as well as the Thevenin resistance. Thevenin voltage is 200 by 3 and Thevenin resistance is 440 by 3. We can in consecutive slides we can calculate how the Thevenin voltage and Thevenin resistance are calculated. So from the step 4 you can see here step 4. Step 4, the Thevenin equivalent circuit is placed left of terminal of A and B is given circuit. This circuit diagram is shown in figure. 200 by 3 is the Thevenin voltage, 40 by 3 is the Thevenin resistance and 20 ohm resistance is the load resistance value. So we can calculate the current through the load resistance value. From using the formula we can calculate the current. 2 amps is going to be calculated. The calculation is pictorially different represented in the slide. So applying MPPT theorem, now we are going back to our MPPT theorem. We can calculate the corresponding Thevenin resistance and Thevenin voltage. Now your load resistance going to be calculated, from which we can calculate the PL max. We know what is the value of Thevenin voltage. We know what is the value of Thevenin resistance. Can substitute the corresponding Thevenin voltage and Thevenin resistance value. So we can get the PL max equal to 250 by 3 watts. Therefore, the maximum power that will be delivered to the load resistor is given as 250 by 3 watts. 250 by 3 watts. Next we are going to continue the another theorem is called superposition theorem. Superposition theorem can be used to find the current or voltage in any circuit containing more than one independent sources. We know what is called independent sources. We know what is called dependent sources in our first video lecture. By using this method, we calculate the contribution of each independent source and the sum of them. Superposition is not limited to circuit analysis, but this is applicable in many fields where cause and effect bear a linear relationship to one another. Superposition theorem state that in any network containing more than one power source, the resultant current and voltage in any branch can be found by considering each source separately and adding up their effect, all other sources being replaced at the time by their respective internal impedances. Every source in the circuit affect the current flow and voltage across the each circuit element. In order to calculate the contribution of each circuit source independently, remove all the sources but one. You have to keep one. So you should not drive current source and voltage source simultaneously. Either you can keep the current source or remove the voltage source, or keep the voltage source or remove the current source. It is not possible to remove the two sources simultaneously and replace the voltage source with the short circuit and replace the current source with the open circuit. So if you want to remove the voltage source, that should be replaced with the short circuit. If you want to replace the current source, that should be done by the open circuit. While replacing the internal resistance of the source remaining in the circuit, by this way calculate the effect of each source on the circuit element. Example of conversion of source replacement. From the you can see the figure. The first figure contains the voltage source that should be represented by plus or minus, and current source that should be represented in the arrow mark. So first you are going to replace the voltage source. First you are going to replace the current source. The current source will be replaced the open circuit. Now the current source is removed. The figure B shows the open circuit. that means we are going to remove the current source. And figure C, we are going to remove the voltage source. That's why it is shorted. We have removed the voltage source plus or minus source. We are given as a line. Now we are going to use the current source. This is the way we are going to replace the replacement of the current source as well as the voltage source. Steps to solve the network using superposition theorem. There are 4 steps to solve the any electrical network using superposition theorem. Step number 1, turn off all independent sources but one. You have to turn off any one of these, either voltage source or current source. Then find out the voltage or current due to that active source using mesh or node analysis. We know what is the mesh analysis and nodal analysis. Mesh analysis used for finding out the current, nodal analysis for finding out the voltage. Second, third, repeat the step 1 and step 2 for each of the other independent sources. Then finally, algebraic add the contribution due to the independent sources to calculate the total contribution of all sources. So let us consider the following example circuit and find the current I using superposition theorem. We will follow the above step. So it consisting of E1, E2, so 2 voltage sources. Then we have 3 resistance R1, R2 and R. There are 3 currents are flowing into the circuit, I1, I2 and capital I. The capital I is the difference of I1 and I2. Difference of I1 and I2. Step 1, turn off all independent sources but one. So you have to keep any one source, remove another source. In this diagram, we are going to remove the E2. In previous, you can compare the previous diagram. E2 is removed because this is the voltage source. We can make as a short circuit. So E2 is removed. We are consider only the E1 in this diagram. Step 2, find the output voltage or current due to that active source using mesh or nodal analysis. Using mesh analysis, we are going to calculate the current. We can see the steps of current. The I1 and I2 is IA and IB is flowing through the circuit. We can calculate the corresponding IA and B, and I is nothing but IA minus IB. So we can calculate the corresponding IA value, IB value and I1 value by eliminating the source 2. Similarly, we are eliminating the source 1, we are connecting the source 2. Again, we can apply the same mesh analysis. We can calculate the IC and ID, and I2 is nothing but the flow of current. We can the difference between the ID and IC, that is nothing but the 0.0286 amps. Now we are going to calculate the total algebraically added the individual contribution of each source to find out I1, I2 and I. I1 is nothing but the IA minus IC. We know what is the value of IA minus IC. I2 is nothing but ID minus IB. We know what is the value of ID minus IB. I is nothing but I1 minus ID. We can calculate the value. Using the superposition theorem, we can calculate the corresponding currents I1, I2 and capital I. Thank you.